Right, you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show if you've been listening for a while. And I have some news. I have some updates. And if you can tell, if you're watching this on YouTube, also, you can see the energy and the excitement and maybe even feel the alignment that's coming through. I know I have it. So usually that comes through in the energy exchange between us. That there's an end of an era here. And it's been brewing. It's been just stating is what I've been sharing as it finally landed, as it finally is birthed out these last really couple of weeks, to be honest. And let me tell you, the changes that have taken place, I really think of it like a baby in that you're just dating a baby for 9 months. And if when you see the ultrasound and you see the baby inside you, or you have the they've like pictures, right, of like, whoa, that looks like this. From the time that baby is created, like it's just like a little kidney bean of a seed size. Like it's so little and it's like a blob of nothing, right? There's no visible, like this looks like a baby, right? But then over time, you can start to see the little hands and the little feet and all of you can start to see, oh, wow, this isn't just a blob of goo. Like this is an actual human baby, male or female, right? And, and like it takes time to create that, to gestate that, right? And it doesn't look all neat and perfect and you can't quite tell what it is. You don't even know if it's a boy or a girl until a certain time. I can't even remember, you guys, all of this stuff from being pregnant. Like I think it's 12 weeks when you can tell, maybe 16. But you can't even tell if it's a boy or a girl up until that point because it's not clear, right? And it's clear now. It's clear. Everything is so clear to me moving forward. Who I am and what I'm meant to do, how I'm meant to serve, and what that looks like in all the ways. And so I want to share what that is going on, what's happening moving forward, because it affects our podcast, our space here. And also for you guys to be able to hear that. I know in coaching, and if you guys did not know, I have had a full-time job coaching for the last 8 years. I've coached full-time, literally hundreds of thousands of men and women from all walks of life on top of my coaching business. And so with all of that experience and then my own transformation, my own experience, doing the work myself, being an ultramarathon runner, then pivoting and shifting to lifting and walking and creating a different athlete lifestyle, becoming a mom, separating from their dad, finding love again, growing in relationship land for myself. All of these things have all really led up to this point now, where we are at and what's going on moving forward. And so I just really want to share that so openly with you guys so that you can see that if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling confused, if you're in your gestating phase, well, one, don't just hang out there. Okay. You don't we don't want to just be a pregnant woman for, years and years and years, right? Put your work out into the world. Do you need to take actions on where you're at? If you're just going to stay stuck and confused and keep circling, you could do that for months, years, a lifetime and still never get the clarity and land. The reason that I've gotten the clarity and that I've landed is because I've been in action this whole time. When I've had an idea, when I had a thought, when I wanted to do X, Y, or Z, whether it succeeded or failed, I did it, right? I've put ideas, I've put actions into this world that allowed me then to gain the clarity. So I would just want to share that from my journey for you guys. If you're in your journey, if you're gestating, if you're wondering what to do, if you're like, hey, I need to make a change, I want to do X, Y, Z, amazing. Take some action. Go do something today towards that. The amount of times I changed my Instagram bio, I feel like this last year or in general since I started my business is probably like, I don't know, 30 to 50 times in 4 years, 5 years. I don't recommend that necessarily, but that was my journey. And that's just what it took for me to figure out. And it wasn't, of course, it's taken coaching. It's taken years of coaching, actualization, realization, me doing the work, me being vulnerable, me taking action, falling flat on my face, me failing, me putting things out into the world and some people grabbing and some people not. Showing up, whether I get views or not, right? Showing up whether you guys are here or not. Like, it takes action to create that clarity. So go get into action. And I share like the Instagram bio thing with you so you can see, like, I didn't just land here on my day one of my business, right? I didn't just land here from the womb to do this. I've always now, having said that, this is like going back to like so much child birth and just like analogies around like human life. When I go back, I have known that I'm meant for more. I've always known that I've been meant for more in this life, that I'm meant for big things. I've known so many things. I'm not going to share all of them of like who I am and it has come out, but it's been covered up from, you know, trying to be like this or doing what you should do and going to college and getting a good job, a good paying job and all of that. And really up until this last year and a half, 2 years is when I started to really be like, all right, God, intuition, like we need to tap in. And I really started to tap into my own intuition, to trust myself, me, my life, who I am, the gifts, the N of 1 in a billion that I am and that all of you all are. I started to honor myself. I started to trust in my gifts, in the nudges that were coming to me. I started to claim and not dismiss what was for me, what is for me. The things that when we're little kids, we all have inside of us. We all are like, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a model. I had had that endurance, like go, go, go energy since like I did a 150-mile bike ride when I was 11 and 12 years old, you guys. Like, what? So many things that I have done that are me, like unencumbered before we got like layers of like shame and guilt, or we didn't get the parenting. I had to raise myself mostly. I came from an alcoholic mom and divorced parents that just weren't there to guide me at all. So it was me just taking care of myself a lot and my brother. And so all of those things compile that don't allow us to see our gifts, to honor our true north and what we're here and meant to do, or even like the inkling of that, right? And we can wander around being like, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? What does this look like? And we keep kind of asking. And I promise you, you guys, if you start to listen, if you start to honor, you ask the question, it's not going to be a big, most likely, I would say 90% of the time, and most likely it is not going to be some big epic, like, oh my God, here you go, you won the lottery, or, you know, some big thing that's going to come into your life and show you, like, here's the way, and it's right here in front of you, and here's the step-by-step, play-by-play on exactly how to get there. It's going to be like the smallest, simplest little nudge, so much so that we mostly all brush it off. And especially because we're like moms, parents, you know, partners, working full-time, building our business, like we're doing all the things. So then on top, and then we don't even feel the best because maybe you're not taking care of yourself and you're not working out and you're not walking and you're not eating healthy. So then all of that, that little nudge, that simple one thing that's a gift from God and the universe of what to do next, you're missing. Or you might be dismissing because it's not big enough, because it's not the answer you wanted. That happens too. That happened to me recently because it's not, you're like, I want this, but I want it this way and I want it now and I want it like that. And that's not the way it works. So the more comfortable you can get and the more you can open your eyes and yourself to receive the simple nudge and be on the lookout for those, the one little thing that comes on your social media, the one conversation that you have, the one reach out, the one thing you see when you're driving to work that day, that's that next step you take to find your purpose, to find that alignment, to get the clarity, to go closer towards your dreams, your goals, your desires. Okay? You guys, this is just like an open free for all rant here. Like I am just opening it all up and sharing so freely here. No notes today. Okay. So, all of that. Now, what's come for me is that I am honoring my calling and my gifts. And what that is being the life coach, not just the life coach for icons and high performers, AKA celebrities, NFL athletes, coaches, pro athletes in general, founders, CEOs, high level entrepreneurs, all of that. That is who I know I am being called to step into and to coach moving forward. And specifically as a life coach, that is the other really specific piece that I landed on of like, it's funny because I feel like I was almost denying that. Of course, like I've been a health coach. I've really been a health coach and a life coach. You just don't know it. And I wasn't claiming it and other people weren't claiming it. But health coaching has been amazing. And that's why, thrive and have been really good at, obviously, like, and people asked about, and it's a really tangible thing to do. So it's super easy to like start a business and to start that way. And I'm so grateful for it. I've loved serving as a health coach in so many ways. And the reality is like the tangibleness of like the losing the weight and talking about food and diet or workouts is amazing. And that's just 1/8 of the picture. The thing that I've always talked to all of my clients about the entire time I've coached, again, hundreds of thousands of men and women, is life. That's what is holding us back from, it's the thoughts that are holding us back on the day to day. I can't do this. Who am I? I don't know how to do this. Oh God, or that interaction with your mother-in-law or your sister-in-law or your partner, the argument that keeps happening and circling around, the interactions with your boss, with your employees. You want to start a business, but how do you start a business? You want to grow your business. Like there are so many things. And then there's the transitions in life when we move, when you get a divorce, when you find love again, when you're in a blended family, when you just have feelings of like, I fucking suck, I can't ever do anything. That happen every single week to most of us humans. All of these things that create our reality. Lifing. And without coaching on that, and to me, life coaching, claiming that feels so expansive because I can coach you on your identity, on your health, on any area of your life, your relationships, your money, your purpose, your business, you name it. You name it. And any and all the relationships, right? It could be your partner, your family. You want a deeper circle of friends and you haven't been able to find that or get that. Your mother-in-law, like that relationship, like all of the relationships. Okay. All of the things we get to coach on. And that's what I've coached on. We just weren't calling it life coaching. Nobody knew it and was calling that out. And to be honest, that's also on me. I started to claim health and life coaching this last year. And now I realize like life coaching, that is who I am and what I'm meant to do and what I've been doing. I have specialized and have very specialized knowledge in health and in running, working out, all of those things. I have that very specialized knowledge on top of general life coaching. And how amazing is it, or would it be if you haven't experienced this yet? Every single week you have somebody in your corner, somebody that you can talk to and share all of the things. Especially those things. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those things that you don't feel like you can share with your bestie or with your partner, or it feels hard to share that, and you want to make it easier and lighter and start to open up that conversation and start to speak up, to talk to about any and all the things going on in your life and all of the feelings that you're having and all of the thoughts that are stopping you from living your best life, from thriving. Even if you have a great life now, to go from that to the most amazing life you could not even dream of. It goes all the ways. So it's so expansive. And I've also been reading self-development, personal development works, been like, that has been my jam. You guys know it because you can like, it's like my energy. I can't stop. I just can't stop because it's in me and it's been in me ever since I was a little girl. I've been reading this since I was like 10 years old. I vividly remember reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers when I was like 13 years old, you guys. So I cannot tell you the clarity, the alignment, the unstoppable, the lit up, the aliveness feelings that I have to continue to pursue in this way. Coaching, my life, my business. And the way I've been calling it out and seeing it, you guys, is, and there's like, I could do multiple different podcasts, but this year has been like my unearthing year. It's been the year that, like, think about a house. I've been gutting my house, like my business, my life, the people in it, my offers. Like, I have been going into every room, nook and cranny of my house and gutting and letting go of a lot, releasing a lot. And then looking at, okay, what do I want my house to look like moving forward? What is the actual vision? Truly, truly, truly. And instead of chasing or instead of following somebody else's vision or creating from what somebody else did, which is what I did a lot in starting my business. And now I'm like, nah, I know who the fuck I am. I know what I want. I know what I want to create moving forward. And I'm going to honor me. And I'm going to honor my gifts and my strengths and how I work. And I'm going to honor where I'm meant to serve and what that looks like and the life that I desire and want to live, not what somebody else has created, right? With maybe no kids or whatever it is. I will say, you guys, 40 has opened me up. You guys have probably known this and seen this as I started sharing that earlier in the year, but like it started at 39, but I have been opened up, you guys. I have seen the light. I have been unearthing and digging up things and throwing a bunch of shit away so I can make room for what I want and for where I'm going. I also recently revisited the book 10X versus 2X by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. If you have not read that, I highly recommend that. And that has been really like just like chef's kiss of like where I'm at and what's going on. Okay. So that is what's going on. That's what's been going on. And so I am rebuilding. I am creating the foundation now. That's what I was going to say too. Is not just for like the next month, the next year, but I truly feel like this is like my feet are like grounding and anchoring into the earth of like, this is it. This is what I'm creating. This is what I'm going to be doing for the next 3, 5, 10 years. Like decade keeps coming up to me. I've been setting myself up for success to be able to live and create in this next decade and just go deeper and deeper and deeper and more expression and more evolvement from where I'm at now, which is I consider myself very far of like into my career and what I've been doing and the skills that I have already. Whew, and now that I have this clarity and know where I'm going and what I'm doing moving forward, are you kidding me? We're going to go like deep and it's going to get so real and so amazing and explosive in the best way. So that's what's going on moving forward. And with that, then this podcast that I've had, we've rebranded even as recently as this fall. Again, I made the shifts. I just call it out and I just did it. I may be taking the name with me, you guys, the Samantha Niven Show. But this podcast, all of these episodes are still going to be here. The name might change if I'm taking the Samantha Niven Show name with me, but it's all going to be here. and it's gonna die in 2025. I have rebranded it probably like 3 or 4 times, and there's multiple different episodes and, so much goodness here. And it needs to stay in with the old Samantha, the old me, the old offers, the old way of even having a podcast and being. And I feel really called to start a new podcast, fresh from scratch, with what I'm doing and with new guests moving forward, new talks, new consistency, just like the vibe and the energy of what's coming, the new era. So, don't know. I feel like this may be the last episode of me sharing it. Maybe I'll do a few more before closing it up. I can't guarantee that though. But this is, if anything, I want this to be, you guys to be able to hear this and see this, that we are closing up shop here. It has been an absolute honor, pleasure. I'm so grateful, every single one of you. Stay tuned on Instagram, is where you can for sure keep following me at Samantha Nivens. And I'm still going to have the YouTube channel, and we'll continue to post there. That I'm going to keep up and going. All of these past episodes will be here, okay? And then the new podcast will be announced and shared soon. So make sure to follow on Instagram for those updates. And I can't wait, you guys. This has been a wild, wild ride. It's been so fun, so incredible. I'm loving the feeling and the lightness of leaving the old, like shedding. It's like a snake sheds its skin, literally. And it's like it's kind of old and like, ooh, like I'm shedding all of my old and I'm leaving it. I don't want to bring it with me anymore. I feel so light. I feel so alive. I feel so energized to be in this space and to close this era and to start a new one. If you guys want to hang out and follow along, then please do. All right, you guys. I will see you in a new chapter soon. Bye.